Trade season is officially in order now that we've been hearing increased chatter about the Cavs potentially making a move to bring in a true 3-and-D wing at the small forward spot. And with that in mind, here are a few players that might fit that mold. Number 1, Jae Crowder. Look, we've heard just about everything under the sun about Jae Crowder's first stint in wine and gold, and guess what? Who the hell cares about that right now? That was under a set of much different circumstances, and when this team had all the pressure in the world on them because of the LeBron James effect. With that said, Crowder would be an ideal fit at the moment for this team. He's as tough as they come, can still provide high-level defense at one of the game's most important positions, and he's entirely capable of scorching the twine from range. Since joining the Phoenix Suns, Crowder has completed roughly 36.9% of his triples, and his volume when taking those shots indicates that it isn't some fluke. He can immediately slide in at that 3 and likely wouldn't cause any fit issues. The 31-year-old has yet to step on the court this season and likely won't until he's traded. Who knows what he could cost, but the Suns don't appear to want to give him up cheaply at the moment. Number 2 is Eric Gordon. So here's the thing about Eric Gordon. He appeared on the Cavs' radar at some capacity last year prior to the trade deadline before the team came away with Caris LeVert, who in my opinion was the right choice at the time. But with that being the case, it might be high time to reach out to Rafael Stone in Houston to gauge the team's interest in moving him, if for no other reason than to do the guy a favor. He's been toiling away on a rebuilding Rockets team for way too long now. In 24 starts for Houston this season, Gordon has been every bit the floor spacing option he's always been. He's knocked down 35.3% of his attempts from range this season on comparable volume to Cavs big man Kevin Love, and would have all the spacing in the world working alongside Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland, or off the Cavs bench alongside Caris LeVert and Ricky Rubio when he returns to the court. The problem is likely the cost of acquiring him. Houston may very well want a decent draft pick and player in return for the services of the shooting guard. And after trading away a lot of draft capital to acquire Donovan Mitchell, time will tell if the Cavs are really that keen on relinquishing any more. Number 3 is Saddiq Bey. Now this one might be a bit of dreaming, but at just 23 years old, Bey would fit right in with the timeline the Cavs are currently establishing. In theory, he could step right in and has the prototypical size to man the 3. The biggest issue in his game right now is likely that his 3-point percentage has regressed massively this season, and as of recording this video, he is down to 29.8% after converting 34.6% the season prior and 38% in year 1. If Bey were able to put up that percentage, and I'm willing to bet he will, he would be the ideal fit next to Garland and Mitchell and would be able to capitalize on a ton of open looks that those two generate by themselves. He could stabilize that spot in ways that the current wings on this roster haven't been able to do just yet. Like Gordon before him, the cost of netting Bey is likely going to be high, and I'm just not sure the Cavs would be willing to sacrifice what it would take to get him. My guess is, as long as the Cavs' core 4 of DG, Mitchell, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen are retained, anyone is fair game. Time will tell. And last but not least, we have number 4, PJ Washington. This may also be a bit of a pipe dream, but a serious case can be made for both the Cavs and Hornets to want to pull the trigger. For Cleveland, the cost would most likely be a young prospect and some draft capital. And I'm thinking the baseline for a deal starts with Isaac Okoro and their 2024 first round selection if possible. For Charlotte, getting value out of Washington when he is headed towards free agency after the season should at the very least be a little enticing. Now acquiring Okoro, who is a tough-nosed defender and still has latent potential along with the first round pick, could be viewed as a win in my opinion. Now, from strictly an on-court basis, Washington would check a lot of the boxes the Cavs currently have at the 3. Can he defend? Maybe not at the level of Isaac Okoro, but he can certainly hold his own. I mean, he is averaging 1 block per game. Does he have the size needed? Absolutely. Listed at 6'7", Washington has the size that you would want from your 3 and wouldn't seem to be playing up a position at times like Okoro or Caris LeVert. And most importantly, can he space the floor? Yes. Look, the Kentucky product is having a horrid season from beyond the arc, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt considering that he's converted over 36.5% or higher in each of his previous 3 seasons on solid enough volume. Suiting up beside DG and Mitch would give him more open looks than he'd know what to do with and would give defenses a real reason to defend the small forward position in ways that Lamar Stevens hasn't on a consistent basis, which in turn would stop defenses from comfortably doubling the backcourt so much. Washington could be on the move before the deadline occurs. Whether he'll be moving to Cleveland remains to be seen.